What's up, everybody, and welcome back to Test Your Might, the weekly video game debate show. Today, we will be discussing the state of play, Microsoft Activision stuff, Blumhouse making a game studio, and more. But first, let me introduce the panel. We got a couple of co-hosts here. Justin, how you doing today, Justin?
Quack, 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 quack. The duck is back.
That was too much. Too many quacks.
Yeah. Sometimes you got to add them for the enthusiasm.
Sean is back. How's it going today, Sean?
It's going good. Was a little under the weather, but I'm ready to be here.
Well, good, because we got a lot to talk about, a lot of debates on hand. First, listeners, please leave us a review. Whichever podcatcher of choice you use, go ahead and leave us a review there. 5 stars can be done on the Spotify mobile app only. There's a star rating there. But Apple Podcasts is the best place to do it, so let us know how we're doing. And if you're watching us on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button and comment down below what you thought of some of the fights today, or maybe even some suggestions for fights in the future. And a little bit of housekeeping here. We do have our couple of series that we had to delay this past week because of just family things that happened. So our Harry Potter movie series review, as well as our Best of Batman series, will be continuing this week. So stay tuned for that. And also, our very own Stubby Stan was on IGN's Unlocked last week. So thank you all to everybody who has listened to our previous episode of Test Your Might and are listening to us now. Thank you so much. Welcome. We appreciate you taking some time out of your day to listen to this janky old podcast. So, all right. Sean, I believe you have not been watching Last of Us, correct?
I have not.
Okay. So, Justin, really quick, episode 6 came out this past week. And again, listeners, we are 1 week behind with our Last of Us check-in because we record on Sunday nights. And so, Justin, what did you think of last week's episode?
It was okay. I wouldn't put it at one of the top episodes. I did enjoy the relationship that is continuing to grow. Great cliffhanger, for sure, spoiler free wise.
Yeah,
definitely hit you in the gut, but it's good. It's definitely a great show. Still, one of the best video game to TV show adaptations ever made. This is up there, definitely at the top 3 at least, and I can't even think of 2 others. So, if you haven't started it, please do so. At least watch the first half and then come back for the second half or whatever you want to do, but don't miss out because you're definitely going to if you miss this show. It is so good.
Yeah, I mean, I certainly think it's a must watch at this point. The atmosphere is just amazing. I've heard a lot of people say that The Last of Us is better as a TV series than it was a video game. So that's how good and how much praise this show is getting. I personally really enjoyed episode 6. I think I agree with Justin. It's not necessarily the strongest, but I think that it certainly left certainly left like a good, good vibes sort of type feel where I'm just glad to move on to the next episode. And this show's just getting better and better. So yeah, I mean, I think that there was a couple moments in this episode that really hit home with as far as the relationship between Joel and Ellie, as well as some other things that, again, I'm trying to keep it spoiler free, but the relationship just continued to grow between them two, and that's really what makes this sort of show shine is their relationship. And yeah, it's not. I love that it's not. And I didn't play the game, so maybe it's the same. But I love that it's not focused on like the zombies or the clickers. It's the focus is truly the human drama and just like living within an apocalyptic world. So you both played the game, right?
Started it, yeah.
I played it.
Okay, so is it sort of the same in the game where it's more focused on just these relationships?
So it's definitely focused on the relationship between Joel and Ellie. The thing is, though, it is like an action game, and therefore you spend a lot more time probably with zombies, and like there's a lot of padding between the thing.
Yeah.
But like every like mechanic, from what I remember, as I remember, like pretty much every mechanic like and puzzling is like focusing on that relationship in between like little like there's like a joke book thing or whatever. It's like a recurring thing throughout the game.
Yeah.
They have like stuff like that all over the place. But I would imagine the balance a little more towards zombie just because like how it is as a game.
How video games work. Yeah. I think that's the biggest strength of this show is literally like episode 6, there was no zombie at all. and that's why, and it's still a strong episode. Like, I think that's what makes this show so compelling is because like, you know, you think about The Walking Dead, like The Walking Dead started off with this like human drama sort of thing. Yeah, zombies were a huge focal point, but then it just got more into zombie. Whereas this is just like all relationship, and I love it. It is just so good. Definitely watch Last of Us if you haven't. I do believe that the first episode is completely free on their YouTube channel if you want to go check out the first episode. So, Sean, what have you been playing?
I'm still not playing a super amount of a lot of stuff because grad school, but we got some stuff. I think I talked about playing 13 Sentinels last time I was on here. It's like a mech time travel game, visual novel situation. I finished that. It didn't end nearly as strong as it started for me. Partially because I tore through like the stories of like the like half the kids that I really cared about, and then partially because like the last couple of people, like certain story modes are gated behind each other, and like the last person that you have to play is like kind of just a protracted like Sherlock reveal the mystery situation kind of thing to like add more like, hey, here's what's actually like happening like on the high end of all this stuff, which didn't like hit too hard for me. Like it wasn't bad, but it just kind of was like a calm down that like kind of marred the last 3 hours of like having to deal with him. But the combat was still fun at the end. The ending was good overall, I think, for me. I was happy that it being Atlas, it didn't like mess up some things that Atlas usually messes up. I'm still a little like about some things that I can't talk about because like all of it's super spoilery. If anyone ever cares to play this game besides me. But I think overall it was definitely worth the journey.
Okay.
Even for like the first 3 hours of fun I had just like texting everyone like weird things that were happening.
I didn't realize this was that's the Persona developers, right? Atlas.
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yep. And then I also played Transmute. It's like a small indie game that I got turned on to because with Hogwarts Legacy coming out, there was like a what was it called? It was like a bundle on itch.io that was basically like a Trans Witches or Witches bundle, I think is what it was called. And it was just a bunch of, it was like 69 games that were like either like video or tabletop games. And this was one of them that I noticed was kind of like you can get on the side. And it's just, you're a little wizard who transforms into objects and turns other things into like objects. You like scan the environment. It's like top down. It's like a Zelda. But all the puzzling is like transforming either yourself or other items into objects you've seen before, to like solve people's problems, or like you'll like get a boat and turn yourself into a boat to go across water and stuff like that. That sort of stuff. Or like a dog wants to play with a ball, so you'll like turn something into a ball for him. And like specific things have to be it. So it's like light puzzling, but it's got nice vibes. It's really small. It's like an hour maybe. It was pretty fun.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. That was
trying to find it, but I can't. It's not Rebel Transmute, right? It's just
Transmute. It might have an exclamation point.
The description sounds like Scribblenauts, like with the puzzle aspect.
I mean, yeah, it's like definitely. Yeah, I guess the puzzling is maybe sort of similar. You're not like inputting certain things. Like there are certain things that you can do. Like you're like Scribblenauts, you like can make up words and like, yeah, you have to deal with what the dictionary has, but it's a lot more freeform, I think, than this is. but it's not a bad poll.
Okay. Yeah, sounds interesting for sure. Anything else besides Marvel Snap?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Marvel Snap is just part of my life. The new expansion of Destiny's coming on Tuesday, so like there's end of season expansion prep that had to be done by today because tomorrow servers are going down for all hours. So I was crunching that.
When did they tweet that out? That it's going. Was it short
like
notice?
A week ago.
Oh, okay.
It was like a week ago, but like typically it's a long time. They just gave the specifics about when it was with like the last, like they do like a weekly update on stuff. So
you've been busy with like grad school and stuff, so not able to do all the things. Justin, what have you been playing?
Marvel Snap, still. Kneel before Galactus. I am enjoying a new deck I made. I gave myself an A- last week. I think I'm more at an A now, making my way to an infinite rank, slowly but surely, hoarding my cubes as much as I can. Hogwarts Legacy, I have not picked back up. I played it maybe like 4 or 5 hours total so far. Enjoyed it, but the draw just wasn't there for me. I don't know if it's hitting me right. Maybe I got to restart or do something different. But you know what is hitting me is Dead Space Remake. I beat it, and now I'm on New Game Plus, going through with my goods and enjoying it again. And then I got a little treat. There was a game released on Game Pass, which I heard about, and I was talking to Cicero about last week before the show. And this is Atomic Hearts. This was added to Game Pass, and good God, is this game pretty. This was free for me to play because of Game Pass, and this is like the Duke Nukem Forever that we wanted but didn't get. The humor, the jokes, the character one-liners, it is straight Duke Nukem. It feels like Duke Nukem. It was written by kids. It feels like it, but the visuals are top bar. Like this is the best looking game that I've played in a very long time on the Xbox Series X, and the closest thing that reminded me to was when I played Bethesda's Prey, like the remake Prey, and that intro visual spectacle where you're in a helicopter and you're looking at all the scenery and the buildings. This tops that like tenfold. You're in a car, you're flying, you're looking at everything, and it's glorious to look at. It is something that it's definitely using the engine. What engine is that? I can't even think of the name. The new
Unreal Engine?
Yes, the new Unreal Engine. And you can tell by how smooth it is, how it handles, and what it just looks like. It's insane. And the gameplay is just as fun. The characters, the jokes. It is definitely not child friendly. Do not let your kids play this. There is a lot of very naughty jokes in this game that go over the bar and over the little punchline that they're supposed to go on and just keep going. But if you ride it out, it's fun. Regardless to if it's about, the USSR, regardless to what's going on in the world, it's a game. It's a visual novel. Pretty much you're playing through and enjoying the story that they created.
It's not a visual novel. It's a first person shooter.
Hey, yeah, if anything, I heard it's like a BioShock.
The visual novel aspect of enjoying the visuals and listening to the novel of the story. The duck description has been said, and it remains forever.
I disagree with that because visual novel is a specific genre. This is not one of them.
Quack, quack, quack. That's all I hear, and the duck is back.
Oh my goodness.
But that's it.
So I'm playing the visual novel Hogwarts Legacy.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
No, come on.
There's lots of pages. There's a story that goes along with it. Visually gratifying.
No, yeah. Stop it. Sean already talked about 30 Sentinels. That's a visual novel, or like parts of it. So yeah, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. It is for me, the biggest draw to it is experiencing a story within the Hogwarts, world that is not attached to Harry Potter. Like there's nothing about, that, those books besides obviously some obvious, like, things that exist within that, within that time period that are also existing in this time period. But Yeah, that's really all I've been playing besides Marvel Snap. Marvel Snap, doing my dailies. I got some new cards, so hopefully try them out soon. But yeah, I do have the Dead Space remake as well. I do want to try that. And then, yeah. I'm playing Paw Patrol, Mighty Pups. Save
I played
the
that.
Day.
That was fun. Too many
Playing it with
collectibles,
my
but it was
son.
good.
Yeah, there's a lot of collectibles. But yeah, been playing it with my son because we beat Lego Harry Potter.
Hey.
And that was a good time. So the sort of like excitement and like the body shaking and like the aneurysms my son has when he gets excited about a video game, like I'm sitting there, the couch is like moving because he's so pumped about Paw Patrol. So it's just fun. It's a good time. So all right, let's get into it. The namesake of the show, Test Your Might. Are you guys ready?
I'm always ready. Kneel before Galactus. Oh, sorry.
No. Anyway. All right. So I thought that this was a very awesome idea, and I thought I would reward this idea for a comment that we got on our YouTube channel. So this goes to show that we do listen to the community. If you guys want to give us any suggestions within the comments on this YouTube video for our next debate next week, please do so. But last week we had a fight, a celebrity deathmatch fight between Luigi and Tails. A friend of the show, Chris Clow, was on with Stubby Stan, Cicero Holmes, battling. And so somebody in our comments on that YouTube video still wants Luigi to fight. So we're doing Luigi versus Shadow the Hedgehog. We are doing another Mario versus Sonic world characters. So, I don't know. I'm gonna go Sean's way first. Would you like to pick, or would you like to let Justin pick?
I would like to pick, but I need some background info because I unfortunately was not able to listen to the last episode. Did Luigi win or lose? Is this winner's bracket, loser's bracket? Is he a face or a heel?
Luigi won that debate.
Luigi.
Okay.
No offense to Cicero, but Chris Clow ran circles around Tails with Luigi's in his argument. Love you, Cicero.
Okay. All right. Gonna just. I'm gonna try to make Luigi 2 for 2.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
God,
Sean is Luigi. Justin, you have Shadow the Hedgehog. Sean, opening argument.
Yeah. Luigi is just a man of mystery, a man of so many facets. Even when he's two-dimensional, he's the most three-dimensional person in the universe. IMO. And when he's not two-dimensional, the bounds are limitless. And that means that what he can bring to a fight, besides just his normal, like stick-to-itiveness to keep up with the fan favorite brother Mario, he's got what it takes to win here. He's taking the belt.
Okay.
All right, Justin.
I was going to say this one's for Cicero if I got Luigi, but now I can't say that. Cicero, I'm sorry. I'm going to have to fight against you as well. Sonic, Sonic's been bested by this brown-shoed man. But Shadow Sonic.
Tails was.
Tails.
Also true. But Shadow the Hedgehog has not. You know why? Because he's cool. He looks cool when he does his things. He runs fast. Just as fast as Sonic. But he's got more style to do it. While he's flipping around and jumping through the air, you won't even know what's going on, which way he's facing, because he's doing backflips, ollies, jumps, all the different, tricks that you would see on a skateboard. But he doesn't need a skateboard because he can do it free falling. This is Shadow the Hedgehog, fans. One of the coolest, if not the coolest, Sonic character in the entire arsenal of Sonic the Hedgehog. Shadow the Hedgehog takes this hands down.
Wow, Sonic is not feeling good after that argument. Sean, continue.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, Shadow can zoom around definitely faster. I'll give you that than Luigi can. But Luigi's got sick tricks too. He's been doing all the sports, including the Winter Olympics, including skateboarding on the Wii. Like Luigi can keep up with the coolest of the cool, but he doesn't need to because, like, in all honesty, he's not that cool. And you don't need to be cool to win. That's part of like what makes him great. All you need is a great signature move and, you know, fighting prowess, which Luigi has. Shadow the Hedgehog has to overcompensate by being edgy and look at me, I'm such a cool guy. I need to have guns to beat people. Like, that's ridiculous. You already have like Chaos Emeralds in your world, like use that stuff. Luigi, on the other hand, can kill you with just his toe sticking out over the ledge. He can taunt you to death, canonically. Who else can say that?
You know, I appreciate the downward pounce off the edge of the map and falling to the sky, but you forget to mention how Shadow fell through space into orbit and was only left with amnesia. He survived a free fall from outer space and landed and only got amnesia from it. He is practically bulletproof. Don't even think about bringing out this vacuum cleaner or guns that you do use in Mario vs. Rabbids. Don't bring out any of this stuff because Shadow the Hedgehog can best you at your own game. Brown shoes, I've got pointy ones with stripes. They can cause more damage.
Brown shoes is a reference from last week, by the way, Sean. Go at it one more time, Sean. Go ahead.
Distract me with the mentioning callback. Yeah, I mean, again, everything you're bringing up for Shadow, like the parts that matter, like Luigi can do, like I don't even think this part matters, but like falling into free falling into space and surviving, like he's in the Mario Galaxies, and that is just something that happens. He doesn't even get amnesia from that. He just goes on and like gets that star and leaves. Like, what? Not a big deal, bro. There are parts where you fall between planets.
You get hurt by a bug and lose your coins, bro. Shadow the Hedgehog has
loses his coins when he's
got these
hit.
bracelets.
That's the Sonic universe is where you lose your coins.
No, they're rings in Sonic. There's where you're bested. Now, Shadow the Hedgehog has these couplings, these bracelets, right? These bracelets on his arms, and that's what you're fighting. When he takes off those bracelets, those restrict his power. He can take those off and best you tenfold what you're dealing with every second of every day. With those pointy shoes and hovering boots, he can fly through the air just like Tails could, except look cool doing it. Hands down, you've got Super Luigi if you eat a special mushroom. I've got Super Shadow, who can fly and looks golden and looks awesome doing it. Sorry, Luigi. Go back to the mansion.
I mean, I feel like you're just falling right into Luigi's trap because you're not the only one holding power. Shadow's not the only one holding power back. The thing that's holding Luigi back is thinking. He's at his best when he's dumb as hell, and you spinning around him is gonna make him too dizzy to think. You think you're gonna trick him into that, but no, he's gonna get as dumb as he can. That's gonna make him even more powerful to take you out. Just raw instinct.
If Shadow is bulletproof, what do you think a punch is gonna do? Nothing. Shadow can take a punch. He can take a kick. He will survive it. You aren't a bullet, Luigi. You're definitely not.
Ghost can take punches and kicks.
I am what they call a bullet sponge in video game layman's terms. You can't handle that. That's the truth. Shadow for the win.
Can Bullet Bill handle it, though?
Well, Luigi can't handle Bullet Bill.
Okay, I'm calling it. Good fight. Justin, I felt you were getting on the edge of your seat. You were getting a little fiery over here.
Well, yeah. You're talking about losing my rings. What? Shadow deserves the fight. He is a bad BA person. Hedgehog. thing.
Dis-
And anthropomorphic character.
Despite that, I think that Sean went a little bit deeper into the wheelhouse of what Luigi can do versus skateboarding. Fell through space and got amnesia. He could fly and he's gold. So I think Sean bested you just because of the Luigi arsenal that he came up with. And he's also dumb as hell. So I like that last.
Agree to disagree. Shadow, I'm sorry.
Luigi is 2 for 2. Okay, well, as it should be. I feel like that's a little right in the world, but
Or wrong, but sure.
or wrong. Yeah. Okay. We're going losers out this week. So Justin, you have the go-to on this. Mortal Kombat 12 is coming this year. I still haven't played Mortal Kombat 11, and I bought it. I bought it for me and Sean when it was on a huge sale. Who should be a special guest fighter? And you must describe the fatality they have. That is your goal in this debate. Now, Justin, keep in mind, there's been a lot of characters already added to Mortal Kombat, so obviously please do not use the same special guest fighters as prior. This must be a new one. Would you like to go first or second, Justin?
Well, that wasn't in the question. But okay. Sean, go ahead.
Do you have to switch your answer?
No, I'm just like, well, that wasn't in there, but I'm glad I didn't. Go ahead.
Yeah, I wasn't going to allow you to choose like Jason Voorhees because he's already been in the game, you know?
It's true.
Okay.
All right, Sean.
So, Mortal Kombat has a long history of taking guest fighters from prolific horror franchises and integrating them seamlessly into its amazing lore. And I think the next step for that is Annabelle coming to Mortal Kombat.
Annabelle is coming to Mortal Kombat. Okay.
Okay.
Got it.
Sweet. Okay. Do everything behind the scenes. I got you. Annabelle's a good choice. Great movie. Scary. Awesome. I don't know about the fatalities. I don't know about the attacks. But we do know a few attacks from the man or woman that I'm bringing in. Because we've got Hellraiser coming in to Mortal Kombat 12. This is the Cube Man himself with chains and hooks.
The Cube Man.
Yeah. The Puzzle
like
Cube
that.
Man.
I like that.
Clive Barker's best creation for us, which just got readaptations for a female version, which I loved as well. So let's have both of them in there. Pick at the beginning of the match as a skin. We've got 2 different Hellraisers that have moves like no other. Straight from hell. They can bring out the hooks, the chains, the furiosity that I love using into the fighting ring of Mortal Kombat.
How do you spell Furiosity?
Fury, quack, quack, quack.
You should brace for that. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Don't come at my battle combatant like that, please.
I got it.
Appreciate it, Sean.
I meant, whoa. Whoa.
I'm supposed to be the one fighting him.
I'm not in the debate here. All right, Sean, continue. Annabelle.
Yeah. So I'm gonna keep reaching back to Mortal Kombat history, and they've done things where they've been trying to like amend past mistakes and like not be a super progressive force, but like have a little bit of a progressive stance. Like Nightwolf, kind of gross first when he first came out. They like in subsequent entries have tried to remake it, and I think that shows that they kind of want to be on the right side of history. And there's nothing more right side of history than taking the most feminist horror villain and plopping her right in your game. She is what everyone wants. A woman who's in charge but doesn't have to do anything. She can just be there and just do queen stuff there. And I think like you would think, you would see that, you would hear that and think, well, how is that even supposed to be a fighting game protagonist, right? Like I thought it for a brief second, but then I remember that
I was thinking it.
Exactly. But then I remember that Killer Instinct exists and has is it Sadako? I don't know, but it's a character that's entirely based off countering, which is something that like you wouldn't think to have in a fighting game necessarily. I mean, maybe like people deep in the community would have, but that still took like 20 years for someone to make this stuff up. So I think Edible is going to be something like that, where it's like it is going to be behind the scenes. You have to have like interactions that she can have so that you can like read her and stuff, because that's just good fighting game stuff. So I think you're gonna have like little tiny movements. She's not gonna be super strong, but she's gonna rely on high combo potential, where you can like have to be really eagle-eyed to find her potential combos. And it's gonna be, you know, like other things happening around you most of the time, but maybe she'll like poke you once. And I think that's just kind of the innovation that Mortal Kombat needs. Like, I'm not saying they've been static, but they haven't had anything like this yet. Because most fighting games don't have something like this drastic off the thing, other than like a Killer Instinct or maybe like a BlazBlue.
Okay, all right. Go ahead, Justin.
You know why people?
The Cube Man.
You know why fighting games don't have something like Annabelle, right? Because ever since GoldenEye, no odd job. Your height advantage. You are shorter than everyone else. Your attacks don't hit as well because you're not the same size. That's why I feel like it would be a flaw there for attacking, in particular, for countering. You are such a low target that it changes the entire gameplay when you fight that person. As for Hellraiser, the Cube Man, that's the same height, right? You've got the action of his attacks, knowing that he draws blood, which Mortal Kombat is known for. Drawing blood, bringing the gore, that's what Hellraiser does. He's the dark, gross, scary Clive Barker creation that we all grew up with. And I feel like that's why he is a better pick there. Now, sure, behind the scenes is great, but you're watching Annabelle the entire time. And when you watch Annabelle, she doesn't move. She's a doll. It's a demon possessing her that moves her around the house. So if you look in the movie, let's go back to the original Annabelle movie. Original one. She was trapped behind glass during part of it. She was trapped in a room with Bible scripture on the wall. You can't contain Hellraiser. Once that cube is opened, he is free to roam and take souls. Annabelle can be stopped. Hellraiser cannot. And the fear of that is what's going to draw Hellraiser to the lead of this bracket.
All right, fatality. Sean, I want to hear it.
Yeah, so what the fatality is here, she like has you down, and you know, you get to the end of the fight and you're just waiting and waiting and waiting to see how she's gonna finish you off, just like dizzy, going around like that. But you still have to pay. You like want to pass out, but you can't, because you know if you do, you're gonna die. But you just don't know when it's gonna be. So you have to strain your eyes so much that just trying to figure out where's this move gonna come from, that your eyes pop out, heads explode.
Okay, I like it. I like it. Sean, I want a quick counter argument on the height. On the height.
Oh yeah, the height. That's not a problem for fighting games. Like they've had like dogs and stuff in fighting games, and also if it was a problem, I've got a counter and a solution. One, Hellraiser, so freaking tall, also going to be a height issue if height is a problem. Two, Annabelle's on a table. She's a doll. You can put her anywhere.
On a table, love it. All right, Justin, fatality.
All right. Can I counter that at all or no?
Yeah. I want your fatality first, and I will allow the counter.
Okay. Hellraiser, well, as soon as it says finish him, is going to muster up the cube onto the screen. And chains are going to come out of the cube, ripping the combatant's body apart. There are many different fatalities that he could have. That's just one of them. He could call in the dogs from hell. They run in, bite off a person's head, drag a limb, rip them in half. There's gore galore. Oh, I love that. Gore galore. In Hellraiser's finishes, Cube Man there. Now, as for Annabelle, the finish on the table, Mortal Kombat is about movement. It's not about stationary. Does the whole map have a table across it? I don't understand this. Very interesting, but I don't see Mortal Kombat using platforming. It's more of a stationary fighter, back and forth on an even plane.
It's part of the character model.
Cool. She's moving with the table's moving with her. Cool. Hellraiser is like 6 foot. Most of the Mortal Kombat characters are much higher than that. Goro is like 7, so fighting him is no problem. He is almost the size of like.
So height isn't actually an issue you have to contend with.
For Cube Man, height is not a problem. For a 4-foot Annabelle doll on top of a table that moves with her, yes, it is.
Cube Man, I like it. For Cube
Man or woman, technically.
Yeah. I think that Sean had enough counter arguments about the height and stuff that would have won him the round. However, Mortal Kombat is about gore, and I think Justin got you on just the sort of brutality that Hellraiser would bring to the table, that Pinhead would bring to the table. So I think Justin's got that one. We're tied 1-1. Okay. I loved that fatality, by the way.
Which one?
The eyes popping out. I liked your fatality too, but that's like standard Pinhead, you know.
And it had like no kinkiness at all, so it really doesn't, shout Hellraiser at all.
Yeah. He still won. No, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I agree. Hellraiser was a great pick. I'm just saying, like, it could have been a little more flavored.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Constructive
okay,
criticism.
Add some more seasoning, Justin. Come on.
I'm sorry. Horror galore is very hard to season.
Beat me right.
Gore
Come
galore. Okay, then. All right. So how do you spell Furiosity? No, I'm just kidding. All right. Sticking with horror, it seems, Blumhouse has announced that they are entering the games industry with a new development house and publisher called Blumhouse Games.
Awesome.
You guys are going to be pitching me a video game based on one of their movies. Okay. Now, could Sean technically go Annabelle again? Like, isn't that a Blumhouse?
I could.
All right. Losers out
could.
here. No, okay. Losers out. Sean, pitch me a video game from one of their movies. Got this.
Actually, I think Annabelle is with the Conjuring universe. It's separate. It's not Blumhouse.
I thought.
It's
You're
not
right.
Blumhouse?
You're right.
I thought Conjuring was Blumhouse. Never mind.
Yeah. There's a movie I wish I haven't seen, and for some reason I'm letting that be a problem for me right now. I want to say Whiplash so badly.
Oh, great movie. Wow.
I think I'm not going to pick it, but I will say I wanted to pick it because I think we need another a horror rhythm game besides Thumper. Someone get on that, please.
A horror rhythm like Whiplash?
Yeah, Whiplash is from what I understand, like
that's the blood on his hands
harrowing.
is
It's
gory
harrowing
galore.
You know? I mean, I also think 8th Grade is a horror movie, but anyway.
A little side note, I could not finish Whiplash. It was just too much for me. It was
so
too
good.
Horrifying. All right, but for real, I'm gonna pick the Happy Death Day franchise.
Ooh,
okay,
that is one of my tops, and probably the only. Well, actually, no, Cam's up there too. Blumhouse has some really good hits, I suppose. But Happy Death Day, it is one of the best holiday movies, and it deserves to be on the screen. It is a slasher, like Groundhog Day style, like time loop slasher, with. I think it's because the college's thing is like a little like baby mask thing is coming, and this girl has to like loop through every day trying to figure out a way to survive and not get killed. And I think this blends into video games seamlessly. We'll talk about it.
I'll talk about it. Stay tuned. All right, Justin, your choice.
I chose to not go Happy Death Day to you or the original. I went with since he picked the franchise, I will go with the Insidious franchise. for the quality of content that they've produced through the 4 films and soon to be 5, and also the fact that the immersion level is there for the video games. That's what you want. You want that immersion, and I feel like Insidious could really do that well. Blumhouse has started with that, has had that since the beginning of us knowing them as great producers, and I feel like that's where their strong suit is. So why not start there? And that's where I'll start my argument.
All right, Happy Death Day, part 2 of the argument. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I'm glad Justin brought up the sequel because it is the titling of the franchise is also very important to me. As you know, I love titles that like get in there and like mess and like try to be clever with themselves, like Happy Birthday to You as the sequel, and also being the phrase. You're gonna get something in that with the video game version for sure. But also that franchise is about like a meta-ness that could be fun to explore with video games as a new medium for it to work with. It did a little bit in 1 and 2. It kind of like goes kind of off the wall and becomes more like universe spanning kind of like stuff instead of just time. And like probability and stuff like that. And I think having that work into a video game situation where it's already a person dying and coming back to life trying to solve this puzzle, and like in a kind of combative situation, like she's doing a lot of swinging and stuff, a lot of video game verbs are occurring in this franchise already. And we already, as gamers from the very first games, you know, have been looping things, trying to figure out how to solve something, trying to kill us and just get through our day. I think it's just kind of a great way to celebrate a good franchise, and that's funny. And it has great kills, and you can have it talk about itself and the game itself in a way that it already is trying to do.
Okay, I get that. I'm gonna just talk about mine a little bit. You didn't diss mine, so I'll go ahead. You were buffing your own, so I'll just buff my own. As for Insidious, the video game, encompassing all 4 of the films and soon to be 5, like I said, you have multiple demons that you have to go at toe to toe with, per se, or claw to claw, and you start off paranormal investigating. It's first person. You're going around a house, you hear a complaint, things are going on, and then Elise comes in, your lead investigator, and she takes you firsthand into the further, the thing that scares most people about the Insidious films. You're going into the further, which is a thin line between life and death, where demons are allowed to prowl, or not supposed to, but they do. And the fear really draws in. The darkness overwhelms you. Which ties in perfect for the new film, which is Fear the Dark. Great title right there. Bring it into the game. But also, the producers are very good friends with Sony Pictures. They've made many films with Sony, which means a VR version is coming out for PSVR 2, where you are immersed way more than Cicero would ever love, and most people would, into the further. This is you personally
Cicero's playing this day one.
personally walking around the further with a lantern and with eye tracking. This is going to be the terrifying tie-in that you need to get back into the Insidious franchise if you dropped off, or to experience for the first time the horror elements of Outlast brought into demonic possession and the further. This would be great. I would love to play it. I'm sure a lot of people would, Cicero not being one of them. But just think about it. Walking around the further firsthand, most people are like, nope, get the heck out of there. But the immersion level is where they draw you. And that's what they're good at. And that's why they have that deal with Sony to bring a VR version to accompany both the standalone like game version that you play with a controller and the immersed version of VR, to tie in great with the new movie coming out. Actually, Fear the Dark for real this time.
Wow. Good punchline. Sean, continue.
Yeah. I think immersion is something that like is a really good angle for Insidious. I just want to speak to it just to be like, hey, like immersion is not the only angle for it. Because like yeah, there is this branch of horror games that are very much like, hey, immersion is the thing. This is how we're gonna get you. But also there are other things that are more actiony, but also even if they're not more actiony, like even like a Resident Evil or a Silent Hill or like the third person, you can get there. You're not super immersed, but because of the writing and the other things happening, the atmosphere, you're still getting what you need to get from the experience. And I think Happy Death Day 2 is more on that side of things where it's just going to be, it's not going to be dumb fun. Like it's going to be clever. But it's going to be like a fun, more actiony probably situation. Because again, it is like fighting a thing. But it is still like a little bit, thinking wise things happening. And I think that, the game I'm really thinking of when I'm thinking of this, is Inscription.
The card
but
game.
not card based. Inscription for not card. Inscription for for like a third person, like not over the like what even is that genre with like it's like it's like for like a third person action game. I want an Inscription for that, for which I could get into if you want me to.
Like Alan Wake.
Like an Alan Wake, yeah, like an Alan Wake, a little more action or whatever, because like Alan's got the light or whatever. But in that, you think it's one thing and it's a linear. Like you probably think this is just going to be roguelike at first, but then things are happening.
Okay,
like I like the take, but another game did it similar, where you weren't the victim with Deathloop in Bethesda Studios, where you weren't the victim. Like I said, this would be you being the victim. But I don't see people going back and playing Deathloop. I see them play it once and enjoy it while it's there and then drop off. This is something that immerses you to the T. Like you said, third person action, great. Immersion is very powerful, and that's why horror games thrive, is because they draw you in. That's the immersion level that you want when you play horror games. That's why people watch horror movies, because they want to feel like the characters and watch the situations take place. So first person is really the way, I'm going to say it, horror games should be done. For the characters, for the players, the immersion level, that's what they want. You read a scary book, you're picturing yourself as that character in that visual novel. But I was pointing. No, but Alan Wake is great for what it does. It shows a great narrative without immersing you first person. Sure, it can be done. Few and far between, though. Most horror games are first person. That's why Resident Evil switched to first person. That's why we have Outlast and these other games that did great, because of that immersion level when you feel as the character while you do the actions. So that's what I got.
one more, Sean. Go ahead.
Resident Evil 4, the best Resident Evil. Yes, it eventually did a VR version, but that's because it's doing a version of everything. And yes, I've argued on here before that it has a special place in what it does. But people keep returning to Resident Evil 4. The more actiony turn, the more the third person turn game that people return to, people love. So the immersion again is not a thing that needs to be there for that. Also, you don't need to return to a game for it to be beloved. I have never gone back to Inscription, the thing I just talked about. And if I do, it's going to be for a side mode, but it's not something I ever would have not wanted to miss out on. Like, not because you don't return to it doesn't mean it's not great. And the things, from what I understand about Deathloop, it is because of certain, like, mechanics of how you have to, like, organize things. Like, there is the one set puzzle to, like, organize things that, like, could happen, but, like, this isn't, I'm not imagining this just being, like, a Deathloop, but you're the victim, because, like, you also are kind of getting targeted Deathloop to some extent. Like, it's a different vibe, and it's a different situation entirely.
All right. I just feel like Blumhouse should be doing something they feel a little bit more comfortable with, something they've been enthralled with since the beginning, something that they know very well. And not only that, but to give the fans what they want. Even with the last movie that came out, the fourth one, The Last Key, Insidious, there was lots of doors in the further that they didn't go in. Imagine being able to open those doors and explore the further as much as you want or not want to. And seeing the different things that do take place there, learning the stories of why things are stuck there. and trying to solve those stories and save those people or souls. It would be something that would be awesome to see for low points of the game, but also have the imminent threat of being possessed or demons on the other side of that coin. So I feel like Blumhouse does that very well throughout their films, and to translate that into a game with VR or not would be perfect.
I wouldn't mind playing both of these games.
Same.
Justin, I think your angle of the VR mode and the first person stuff is like extremely good. It does allow for that immersion level. I think Sean just hit you too much on that Resident Evil hit that he brought up with Resident Evil 4, and how that's just a game that people continue to go back to, as well as games that are just so impactful you don't even have to go back to. Plus, I think I really enjoy the different sort of game genres, the different game archetypes, within each of the different days. So I'm gonna give that one to Sean. Although Insidious in VR sounds frightening.
Yeah.
Cicero's playing that day one. Midnight release. All right. Speaking of Cicero surprise. He surprised you two because he supplied the blind fight. So thank you, Cicero, for supplying
Cicero.
the blind fight. Yeah. All right.
I'll say hi to my mother
I'll
for you today.
I'll wait until I hear the question.
Yeah, before you thank him. I'm down. Cicero asks, what Warner Brothers property, I can't talk tonight. What Warner Brothers property would make the best kart racing game that is not named Mad Max or Fury Road or Road Warrior or Beyond Thunderdome? Can't use those.
Mad Max franchise.
Oh, God.
Thank you, Cicero.
Yeah, thanks. Oh, goodness.
I
Losers out here.
Yeah.
So Justin, you're up first. Again, the question is, what Warner Brothers property would make the best kart racing game that is not named Mad Max? So none of the Mad Max franchise can be used. Justin, do you have your choice, or would you rather hand it off to Sean first?
I'll go with it. Seeing Forza, the new Forza come out and soon, hopefully, and seeing the damage control they have and the different aspects of making it as real as you can, makes me think. Let's bring a Lego racer into the world. This is going to be the Lego franchises, which encompasses a lot of franchises because they have rights to a lot of them, except Lord of the Rings, apparently. Sorry, get on that. But to see the
order?
vehicles,
Sean has a point of order, I guess.
There's a Lego kart racer already. Does that matter?
is it brand new? Like, is it new?
I don't know.
Thing?
I just don't know. I'm fine. I don't want to veto this, but there's definitely a Lego racer already.
I'm looking for a Lego kart racer as we speak.
There's two of them.
I have brick sets for go-karts. I don't see a game though.
1999. What? Lego Racers.
There is a Nintendo 64 Lego Racers video game.
Is it a kart racer?
It is.
Yeah.
Fine.
This level was straight ripped out of Mario Kart. That I'm looking at.
Fine. I'll switch it up. All right. Yeah, it's okay. We're going into the Matrix here. Yeah, so we've got all the characters in carts, comically looking like they do.
Reverse. Go back to Lego.
Can't do that. We've got the characters Neo, Morpheus, Trinity, all in carts, little carts with bobblehead kind of looks to make it look friendly, look joyous. Except for the fact this isn't a kids game because there's guns. instead of racing like normal kart racers do, where you pick up power-ups and continue along the course and use those power-ups to flaunt your enemies off the road and, you know, hurt the race as it goes, you get to demolish people. Bring in rules back from Burnout, but with guns. A mix of not the Terminator, Twisted Metal and Burnout and Mario Kart mashed into one with bobblehead characters that look hilarious when it happens. Going through the Matrix, think of all the different things you can do when you're in the Matrix. Loading levels in as they come towards you makes you question where you're going in the race and what you could be doing towards the end of it.
I like that little twist there.
Yeah.
Did you want him to reverse because you had the Matrix as your choice?
No.
Okay.
It was too powerful.
All right, your choice, Sean.
I can't remember anything that Warner Bros. Owns other than
The Matrix or
Well,
Legos?
no, other than the property that is about the Warner
You could
Bros.
do the Lego.
So, I just didn't want to do my first instinct because it just seems too simple. The Animaniacs are back. They almost had a video game before, but it got canceled before it got released, so I'm safe. They're wacky. They're wild. They're just designed, like, just everything exudes the energy that you would want in a wet and wild kart racer. And the animators are coming for it. They don't have, you know, they're not mixing in the Burnout genre or anything like that, but that's okay. Kart racers have been here to stay, and I think the innovation here is going to be like it's going to be items that do more than just like knock you off your place. Like that's not going to be just be the thing about Mario Kart. Shells, bananas, fake boxes. There's just one point of interest. Like, yeah, there's different ways to like avoid them and such like that, but when they hit you, they do one thing only. And that's something we need to move past. I think maybe your game would also be moving past that in a way, it sounds like, because there's like crunching and stuff like that and guns and stuff like that. So, I mean, tell me if I'm wrong, but it also seems like you're making a thing there. But I think the key innovation here is going to be the fun of the things, and also their weapons and such are going to do more to you than just the one interruption of, oh, you have to take a break for a couple seconds. You're going to be like repositioned. You're going to be swapped. We're going to a little wilder with it than Nintendo lets Mario do.
All right. I hope you enjoy the fact that you made me get off of Lego, which upsets me very much because I'm bringing the heat. I'm bringing the furiosity for this debate. Thank you, Cicero, for this. I'm picturing this game that I'm creating as I'm creating it, which blind fights do usually. Yes, the weapons do different things, right? We have, like you said, different weapons that you can use. I have different guns and different attacks. Vehicles have life bars. That's new to racers, number one. It's like taking the battle mode of Mario Kart with balloons and adding a life bar instead. That's interesting. That's unique. That's something new. Animaniacs is a great idea. I think that the time has passed, though. I feel like Looney Tunes would have been a better option. You could have included them in there with the Looney Tunes for a fun racer, which would have been fine. But Matrix, you've got Neo, you've got well-known characters from our lives, right? That everyone still knows and is relevant today. And you've got them racing cars in a comical sense and blowing up their friends and enemies. You know, Agent Smith comes along your side. There are unique ways to play this game, right? You've got racing modes, right? You got the destruction of those. Let's say you don't have any weapons and someone's about to pass you. You get up next to them. You get out of your cars and stand on top of them while it's going and do a fist punch fighting mode, little tiny like thing, and the loser gets thrown off the course. Awesome. Okay? That's awesome to see. The camera pan, you see the bobblehead fighters just the sound effects for viewers and listeners alike. And you see Neo or the agent or Morpheus go flying off the side of the track and have to respawn. This is something very interesting that changes the way you race and changes the way you think about racing, because at any moment a blue shell could be there. but it's not just a blue shell. It's a gun. It's a rocket launcher. It's an agent. It's a blue pill or red pill moment. Are you going to follow the white rabbit? Let's go down the racetrack and find out.
I like this idea of it's a blue shell, but no, it's a tank. All right, John, continue.
There's so many things I want to hit on. I've tried to not be aggro today, but there's so many things to say. All right, so first of all, the Matrix is relevant now again, and is more close to being relevant because the movie came out and was like, hey, look at all these tired people that want to get out of this system, and you're saying, yes, what we're going to do here, now that they're all relevant because of these themes that just happened, we're going to go and put them right back in that system. How's that feel? In a worse system they were in before. Second, car racers are there for local and online multiplayer. Like, it's fun enough to do it on your own. I've played a ton of, like, racers by myself, but they really shine when you can do it with other people. The problem with what you've described so far is that you cannot do it with other people, or you'd have to have really boring tracks, because if you are taking time out to do fights on top of cars and having additional mechanic on top of that, you're going to have to make it so that other people stop to watch it, or they're going on ahead and then you're probably going off a ramp, or it's going to be a long straight road and bad. And that just... Go ahead.
Yeah, so during that moment, when you initiate that fist to cuff mode on top of your moving vehicle, the vehicle drives itself along the track. And based on if you lose or win, you get a boost to either catch up with someone that's passed you or get thrown off the track because you lost. Obviously, you deserve to be behind. So during that moment, sure, couch gameplay is probably only 2-player split screen. Fine. That's fine. It's the Matrix. It's for adults. It's not for kids. It's not a 4-player co-op game like that. You're getting online support as well that implicates that mode. That'll work fine. I don't see a problem with that.
Sean, continue.
So in yours it would be like 1v1.
During
just
that moment,
two people racing each other.
Well, there's also AIs,
but there's other people in the race that again
yes.
are still just continuing to drive while you do that, and it's just having an autopilot at all in there. Like, yeah, it's a good like accessibility feature for people that need it, but like having that in the middle of a race is like kind of counterintuitive, I would say.
Action,
like yes, the action packed part, like the actual fight sounds like a cool thing on top of it, but just it's taking away from the core of the game, which I mean the core of the game is be cool or whatever, but like it takes away entirely from the karting aspect of it for those moments that are happening. And if it's that cool, people are going to be doing a lot.
Yeah, it's a kart racing fighter with blue pills and red pills. Like I said, will you follow the white rabbit? We'll find out down the race.
Okay. One more sentence. Two more sentences. One for bashing, one for building. Sean, you start. You got one more sentence for demolishing your foe and uplifting your own. He's thinking. You're ruining their train of thought.
Sorry. Can't do it too much action.
It's fine. I mean, the thing is, I've gone head empty in a way that only the Animaniacs can do, because I wanted my sentence to be something with a theme song, one of their many songs, but it's eluding me. All right. So yeah, Animaniacs. It's gonna be a repeat, but I mean the things. Car racers are great at what they are. There's a colon in there somewhere.
Yeah,
this is also
okay.
M dashed right now. Car racers are fun and zany and are supposed to have mechanics to like keep it competitive between people that are both really good at the game and very casual. And Animaniacs have the zaniness to keep that alive through having cool interactions and by having these interaction mechanics with the weapons and such, the items that can do more extreme things than a blue shell can do, or yada yada. You can have your hammers; they can actually do more things. Other kart racers have hammers, but
There are a lot of commas here.
there's so many commas. There's so many commas. Look, I teach English. I know this is a fine sentence.
All right, give me your batching sentence.
Yeah,
You get some
Make
batching one too?
it a little shorter.
Yeah. We don't need more guns in games.
Okay, Justin, I give you free reign for your
Yeah,
uplifting
write a paragraph.
sentence for a little bit longer than normal.
I'd like to start with my bash, if that's okay.
Sure, whatever you want.
I'm balking you now because
I know that our past history of Matrix video games has not been the best, starting with the Enter the Matrix, continuing to the Matrix Path of Neo. It's a bash. But I want to tell you here, now I'm doing the uplift, which I get more time.
Wait, you bashed? Wait, what? I'm so confused.
I
bashed
bashed myself.
the series
Yeah.
Okay.
incorrectly.
What? No. One sentence. It was clear, crystal, full of guns. All right. Now for my uplifting. Let me finish. I'm gonna try my best for this voice impression, but to continue your thought and process here, The Matrix Awakens was phenomenal, and I know a kart racer sounds funny and obscure and a little bit different for you to comprehend. But by the end of this, he's starting to believe. That's the narrator talking to everyone listening.
Okay.
Yeah. He's starting to believe. Talking to you guys. Talking to all you guys. That was Morpheus, by the way. Quote.
He's dead.
See what I'm dealing with?
He
See what I'm
died in the
dealing with,
video
man?
game you bashed. He died in the video game you bashed.
Matrix Online, right? Yeah.
He went to John Wick. Leave it alone.
Yeah,
More
but so did
guns.
Neo. He got to come back.
Yeah. He went to a
Keanu's
different part
always
of the
alive.
Matrix.
Keanu's always alive.
Came back in
Forever.
John Wick.
Now he can fly. Leave him alone.
Oh man. Okay. So
Mike.
you guys cracking me up here.
Mike.
What?
Are you starting to believe?
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Okay. This one's hard because certainly the more traditional kart racer is on the side of Sean here with the Animaniacs.
God, I just want to hear that theme song.
It's time for Animaniacs. Okay, but
He's lost his belief.
I have to. It goes all the way back to the beginning of the argument. I think Justin's point of having sort of procedurally generated tracks sounds very, very intriguing. And I think that would be really cool for a kart racer. Not to mention that, yeah, we could have an adult version that sounds sort of fun. I would not want that fighting thing, the thing where you button mash and attack each other. But I could not stop thinking about having a procedurally generated track. So I'm gonna give it to Justin. We're going to a tie. Let's get to the Metacritic tiebreaker. Price is Right rules, obviously. So
He kind of believes.
Jesus.
You gotta stop this. Also, I did not like the new Matrix. So, all right, the PlayStation 2 version of Enter the Matrix. What is the Metascore? Remember, Price is Right rules here. If you go over, then you lose. If
this
both
out
of
of
you go
100?
over, then it is.
What?
I ask it every week. Whenever I'm
I
not
think
the host,
I think
gotta ask.
I think you've done this before. It is
Yeah.
out of 100. Enter the Matrix, PlayStation 2. For the record, I loved this game. I loved.
Yeah, most
Enter
people
the
didn't,
Matrix. All right, Metascore.
I liked it too. I liked it. I
Oh,
played it
that's
on the
3 for
Xbox
3.
though.
Oh, wait, I don't know which one I played it on.
Okay, you got your numbers?
No, out of 100, right?
Out of 100. It's always out of 100.
Just pick your favorite number.
All right.
Just believe in yourself.
Okay. Both say your numbers at the same time. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
58.
59.
Wow, okay, sure it was.
I was saying 50 at the same time.
You started way later.
Not on my screen.
Okay.
Wait, what? What?
Visual novel style.
I'm
Fine.
done with
58,
that.
59,
I'm
here we
done
go.
I'm pretty sure it was 70 something.
It is 62. Justin takes it by 1 point.
Okay, fair and balanced.
You can't scream
Fair
at me.
and balanced.
Don't scream at me.
Oh man. We might have to just bring it to a tie tonight because Justin,
No.
that 9 came
It's
like a
fine.
full minute
It's fine.
after you said 58.
It's fine. I respect this.
Do you want to pick
Okay,
a different game?
you
Do a
do?
different game. Do a different game.
No,
All
Justin
right.
wins.
Do a different game. Yeah.
The Xbox version.
In the end.
59.
PC reviews.
Oh, we could pick a different game. You want to get a point out? Points matter here.
Actually,
This is
if
not
I
whose line
chose
is it anyway.
if I chose the PC
have
version,
to do-
Sean would have been right on the nose. If the PC version got
Well, see, blame Mike, not me.
Well, I was wrong. That's fine. Oh, that's still being wrong. I accept this. It's fine.
Oh man, I am dying. Okay, good job, team. Justin, you take this one.
I'd like to say
Congratulations.
something to my fans real quick.
Sure, go ahead.
Thank you for believing.
We're moving on. All right, news for the week. Sony PlayStation had a state of play. So there is an article there for both of you to pull up. Just sort of go through some of the things here that was sort of announced. Anything that looks intriguing to you, anything you want to bring up. Justin, I'll go your way first.
Suicide Squad looks bad.
It looks bad.
Yeah. I'm sure that's the running thing going around all of the
Yeah,
gaming
it
stratosphere right now.
It doesn't really look promising. The thing with Suicide Squad Kill the Justice League is that obviously it is on the heels of Gotham Knights, but to me at least Gotham Knights has that sort of like grounded hand-to-hand combat. And
It's all guns. Yeah.
here this is all guns. Not to mention it is Rocksteady who made some of the best hand-to-hand combat, like, melee combat games of all time in the Arkham trilogy. It's kind of really interesting that this is the game that they came up with. Sean, any thoughts on Kill the Justice League?
I didn't watch this. The one screenshot I saw looks unfortunate.
Looks unfortunate.
Yep.
Okay, let's take bets. Do the Justice League actually get killed in this game?
No.
Oh wait, hold up. I have more thoughts. Hold the phone.
Okay.
They gave Boomerang a gun. They're giving Killer Shark a gun.
A gun. I know.
This is ridiculous. I'm sorry. Please continue your question.
No, seriously though, Sean brings up a good point though. Like, why does King Shark have?
Oh, sorry. I do have to
gun?
interrupt you one more time because I messed up.
Okay.
Captain Boomerang. You got to put respect on the name.
All right, sorry. Respect, yes. Put respect on the game. Like Justin, react to that. Like, why does King Shark have a gun? Like, that's just not what this character is.
You know, anyone that knows me knows I'm a scuba diver, and I know sharks have lots of teeth. You don't need a gun. You know, it's not like the Matrix kart racer coming soon to a store near you. It is a character that doesn't use guns, shouldn't use guns. Boomerang, Captain Boomerang, he has a boomerang. You know, that's similar to a gun. It's like a batarang. You know, Batman doesn't use guns, but he has similar like gun aspects to him. But Shark does not. Not that I remember. Not that I remember. You bite people. That's what you do.
Yeah, I mean, for like Harley Quinn and even to a certain extent, Harley Quinn should have a lot of melee combat as well.
True.
But Deadshot and Harley Quinn should be the only ones with like guns, and like Captain Boomerang should just have his boomerang. That's just my opinion. Certainly, I'm not a game developer, but like it's just not hitting. Sean, are you like glancing the trailer right now as we're
no,
talking
sorry,
here?
I was watching a different trailer.
Oh,
That's why I was making like kind of happy bobbing, because I was watching something else the entire time. But I was listening.
But still, like this is just not the. This is turning out to not be the game that, you know, I feel like I wanted personally.
No one wanted.
Or like a lot of people wanted.
Yeah.
What do you think, Sean?
Yeah, I don't think this is what people wanted. Like,
You don't think?
I don't get. I don't think. First of all, second of all, I don't think it's what people wanted. Third of all, I just like if you're Suicide Squatting, you're doing it for the characters and, you know, taking away fundamental things about them. Like, I don't care about like comics accuracy and stuff, but like turning everyone into like a gunny, like making a Destiny is not what I'm looking for in Suicide Squad.
Yeah, 100%.
But something I am excited about, which was the question initially.
Well, wait, hang on. Let's. What bets? We need to take bets. How many Justice Leagues are dying?
59.
Like, are they actually getting killed?
59.
This is not Metacritic. Oh my god!
Out of 100,
okay,
52.
Do you think the Justice League dies in this game?
No.
No.
Maybe one or two of the characters, not the entire Justice League.
Okay. I think,
and it won't be Batman. 100%. 100%. It's not Batman.
I think it's going to be just one. Like, literally just one
Flash.
Justice League. Yeah, like, I mean, maybe. But, like, yeah, it can't. I don't know. Who knows if they'll do the whole Injustice. All right. Justin, you said you were excited for something?
Yeah. Green Hell VR. This is a survival game that is the hardest survival game I've ever played. And that's a strong point right there, because this is like, you're in a jungle, you touch a leaf wrong, you get licked by a frog or bit by a snake. You literally, this is going to be gross, hoary, grotesque stuff, but you have to bandage up that part of your body. So if you're in VR looking at your arm and you see a gash in your arm and you have to patch that specific gash up, that is immersion that I hate snakes, number one. Hate them. Can't deal with them. If I hear hissing behind me, I'm running. And this game is full to the brim of a jungle experience that is interesting and probably really immersive because it was non-VR. But I'm willing to give it a try. And it looks awesome. Like I said, one of the best survivals I've ever played. Hardest, but best.
Couple things to note about the VR games. I think a lot of them are actually also coming to like a different headset as well. So keep that in mind. You might be able to play some of them on like a Quest or something instead of getting a PSVR 2. But some of them are exclusive to the PSVR 2. Sean, did you have anything else that sort of stood out?
Yeah. I have no idea what humanity is, but the vibes are excellent. And if someone tells me there's actually a good game behind all that, I will buy more than the soundtrack. I'll buy the game too.
It's the team behind Tetris, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Tetris Effect, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were raving about this. So it's coming this May to PS VR 1 and 2, and then also PS4 and PS5. So hopefully it will come to other places. Otherwise, just grab one of those consoles. But I think Humanity was definitely one of the standouts in this whole show. Yeah, I mean, Baldur's Gate 3 is launching in August, and it is coming to PlayStation 5 and PC. There was a whole like Twitter discourse on whether or not it's coming to Xbox as well, but there is sort of a development hurdle that they're
Technical
coming
issues,
across,
which I'm upset about.
Yeah, and some people were saying that like, you know, it's the Xbox Series S holding it back and stuff, and like literally developers were replying. Like developers on this game were replying saying, no, it's not that. It's figuring out split screen co-op or couch co-op is something that they take pride in with their games. And they want to make sure that they get over this technical hurdle with the Xboxes before they say definitively, you know, when it is coming. It is going to be coming to Xbox, but it's a matter of time before they say the release date. It might not be August 31st, but regardless, it is coming to both PlayStation 5 and PC. So okay. Other than that, State of Play was it was a show. People watched it. All right. Hey, let's keep talking about this acquisition. Microsoft, Activision, Blizzard, they are trying to purchase it, obviously, as we've been talking about it for over a year now. But the most recent news was last week. Xbox has signed a deal. It is signed, sealed, and delivered, both a 10-year deal to bring Call of Duty to Nintendo. And I don't think it was just Call of Duty. I think it was other Xbox titles as well.
Both. And
also something that was a concern for the EU, like CMA, was their stance and their position in cloud gaming. And so they also decided to create a 10-year deal with NVIDIA to bring Xbox games, including Activision Blizzard stuff, to their GeForce Now program, which is a cloud-based service, cloud streaming service through NVIDIA. So, lots of decent news. They really took these two steps to really push the deal going forward. Sean, what do you think about Xbox games, you know, being on the Nintendo Switch?
Sure, I've never done the like the streaming version, but sure, if it works, it works. I just dislike that this is probably going to work for their intentions of being like, oh, look, we're reaching out so that we can get this acquisition. Because, like, 10 years is a long time, but it's not any time at all. Like, they're going to be using this for the next, like, if this goes through, let's say this works, for the next 10 years, they're going to be saying, like, oh, yeah, look at all this goodwill that we've generated. You can keep letting us monopolize for 10 years. And then when 10 years ends up, like, we still got, you know, like, the global war, you know, gonna take a long time, but it's coming. But you know, like it's coming, but it's gonna take a long time too. Like after 10 years, what incentive will they have to do with anything with all the acquiring they're gonna do in those 10 years? Like, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean that is certainly one way to look at it. It is sort of like, you know, I am an Xbox fan, right? But these concessions that they make, it does upfront make them look like, you know, good guys, right? I think you're totally right on that. Like, get all this goodwill to get it to go through, which is obviously their goal. But I think that I personally think ultimately that bringing Activision onto Xbox is a little bit better for gamers. You know, that's the stance that I take on it. But I totally see your point on that. Justin, thoughts on this?
You know, I agree. Bringing Activision Blizzard content to Xbox is definitely good. But I don't even want to talk about what it's good for us. I want to talk about what it's good for the employees of Blizzard. You know, they were bought out of this crutch like price pretty much because of the terrible things happening over at that business. And you know, the Xbox is known to fix those problems. That's their goal, is to fix Blizzard and get them out of that hole that they've dug themselves in. So it is literally the only thing that really could save Blizzard as a company, and get it back into the limelight, so to speak. It's something that's going to benefit all of the workers that work at Blizzard itself. You know, it's not only about what Microsoft is gaining or what we're gaining as gamers. It's about the people that lives are affected day to day that make these games and work for the company that was doing such terrible things. And we forget that. We overlook that, but it's really one of the reasons that Xbox got them.
Don't forget that. I mean, I don't think it's forgotten. Certainly. And you know, it's obviously not going to be a like Xbox buys them and then it's automatically fixed. There has to be a huge sort of
Game plan.
look into and game plan into what they're going to do with Activision Blizzard. I do think it's pretty telling that you know, two of the biggest unions in the world have supported this deal as well for the workers specifically. So yeah, I mean, well, we will see what happens. I'm excited for it to be done. Because I'm sick of talking about it. So, you know, whether or not it's one way or the other, you know, we'll see. So, all right, that was our news. Read them and wheat. All right, we're getting to our gaming draft. This is a podcast. It's off the cuff. Okay, we're doing a gaming draft where each of us are going to draft 3 of a certain topic, and then you guys, as the listeners, down in the comments section below, is going to decide who wins this draft. So today, I thought of an idea, since Luigi has been a part of debates 2 weeks in a row, to have a gaming draft of Smash Bros. Fighters. Let's do it. Okay, Justin, you won the debate, so I guess you get to choose the order in which we draft.
Just leave it the way it's. Leave it the way it's on the thing. Makes it easy.
Okay. All right. So, Justin, you're first. Choose your destiny.
I'm going to go with my personal favorite first. May not be a lot of people's favorite, but Mr. Game & Watch. Definitely my favorite. And for value for gaming, in general, for Nintendo, from where they came from, their roots, Mr. Game & Watch.
I personally dislike fighting Justin when he is Mr. Game & Watch. He is very good with that character, despite not being a S tier character in a lot of people's minds. Sean. Peach. All right. I knew Sean would pick Peach. And I think it's pretty clear that me and Justin probably wouldn't have, so it's all good. I believe it is the greatest up A move in the whole entire video game, and that is Lucas. I love Lucas's up A, and just his overall energy. I love Lucas. Lucas is my favorite Smash Bros. Fighter. So. Justin, you're up next.
I'm going to go back to the OG Smash Brothers, someone that's been in it from the beginning, and I'm going to go with Link. The original Link, not Toon Link, not young Link. Link, the original, the OG.
OG Link. Okay. Link is off the board. Sean, your next fighter.
Pikachu, because there's nothing better than spinning to win and doing flips on him. And he's from like a cool franchise, I guess. But
Yeah. Pokemon. You know, have you heard of it? Pikachu, that down B too. You could just map control and stuff like that too. Right?
I'm more about that down smash.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
If we're on the ground at all.
I'm just talking about the lightning bolt. It's just very good. I am personally, out of all the Fire Emblem characters, I am a huge Ike fan.
Okay.
I think Ike is, he's obviously a tank in that game. He moves slow, but I think that with his moves, extremely powerful. Justin, your final choice.
I'm gonna, like Sean did, go into the Pokemon realm and take one of the underrated characters off the board that can fall asleep and put you to sleep. I'm talking about Jigglypuff. If you power up that sleep down move, it is an insta kill. I'm sure a lot of people know that.
Yeah.
All right.
It's like the whole reason to play the game, honestly.
Yeah. It causes so much rage when that happens because such a cute character.
If you don't get one kill with the rest, you don't get to win. That's at least the rule I impose on myself. If I get down to last stock on somebody and I haven't rested, that's all I can do to finish them. Otherwise, I'm going to lose.
I mean, you are playing the right game mode with stock lives, so that's at least good.
Slappers.
All right. No items. Sean.
I'm gonna
final pick.
I'm gonna complete the blonde squad. Isabel.
Did you say blonde?
Blonde squad. Yeah, we got Peach.
Yeah,
blonde,
the blonde squad.
Pikachu. Blonde. Isabel. Blonde.
Rosalina. Zero Suit Salmon.
I mean, there's plenty of other blonde characters, but these are the three best characters who are also
Terry.
They're choosing the blonde ones. Yeah.
Ken.
Isabel. Okay, so I
Ken,
did spell
Corin.
Get Ken out of my slot. Like
She.
you dare talk about Ken when it's marginally my turn.
Fox.
Fox is
brown.
Hey, some of his face is blonde.
And Fox and Marth need to just not be around.
Hey, Rob could be blonde. We just don't know.
So I should choose Marth? No.
Used to be my go-to.
No, I'm I gotta learn how to talk. But also I gotta bring it full circle.
Luigi.
Another one of my favorite characters is actually Luigi.
The brown shoe man.
Nobody brought it up last week or this week, but Luigi has one of the best side A's in Smash. Just this like little poke that he has, this like little jab with his arm. Mm-hmm. It's just great. I love it. Luigi also has that run where you just run and then you like mash the A button and he just goes like this and he's punching you in the face. Like, Sean was incredibly on point. Luigi, all of his moves are so dumb in Smash Bros, but they're so good. So yeah, and he's got brown shoes. So.
Shadow the Hedgehog's not in Smash, or you would see the difference.
He's a skin.
He's the skin.
He's
a trophy.
I think
he's a trophy.
No, he probably
he's
isn't.
a trophy.
I actually don't know.
He's a trophy.
He's a trophy. Yeah.
Wow. All right. So out of the 82 possible choices, we have narrowed it down to 9. Justin has Mr. Game & Watch, Link, and Jigglypuff. Sean, Peach, Pikachu, Isabel, the Blonde Squad, and Mike, me, Lucas, Ike, and Luigi. Hey, listeners, let us know who you believe has the best gaming draft here. Smash Bros. Fighters, we bring in it. Final destination, 5 stock, all of them. What you got? All right. This has been Test Your Might 108. Wow. We are 8 episodes past 100. It's been a true treat be talking with both of you here today. Good battles. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Again, as a reminder, please leave us a review. Any podcatcher of choice if you're on Spotify, mobile app only. If you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button, like the video, and comment down below what you thought about the debates, as well as maybe a debate suggestion, or just let us know who wins that Smash Bros. Gaming draft. For me, my name is Mike. That's Justin. Sean
Has a thing to plug.
Has a thing to plug. I totally forgot. Yes, you're right.
It's fine.
I did forget.
Once a year.
Go ahead. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So before we leave, I am having a charity stream on next weekend, March 3rd through 5th. It's the Roll Plus Bond 4th anniversary stream. It's just a tabletop group that we go, and every year we have a charity stream for 72 hours starting at 12 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on Friday the 3rd. We're going to be playing tabletop games and raising money for Trans Lifeline, which is a grassroots hotline that does a hotline for safety and microgrants. It offers direct emotional and financial support for trans people in crisis, for the trans community, by the trans community. And I will be hanging out in the stream all weekend, but I will be playing, actually on it, a game called Babes in the Woods, Saturday at 8 a.m., again, Eastern Time. And it's basically a tabletop role-playing game of kids and critters in an endless wood on Halloween night. It's basically if you've seen Over the Garden Wall or Wizard of Oz or Adventure Time, it's those kind of vibes. But come hang out, watch, donate, please.
Yes, we will have all the links down below in our description. I totally forgot about the plug. I'm very sorry, Sean.
Yeah,
but yeah, we'll have all the links down below. Send me those links, please. All right. This has been Test Your Might 108. Once again, for Mike, Justin, and Sean. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.